What's up, everybody? It's Saunya Liné, and I'm back with another YouTube video. Today, I want to talk about the songs that encourage me, the songs that help me get through this pandemic in 2020. For all of you who know, well, everybody should know by now, since we've been in a pandemic for like 7 months. But we are in a pandemic, and it's very hard for a lot of people. And so, you know, different things get us through, you know, different strokes for different folks. And for me, of course, it is music. It has always been that way my whole entire life. And, you know, and it continues to get me through every single day of my life. Outside of my family and me talking to God, it's always a song. I feel like God always give me a song, and no matter what I'm going through, so that I can encourage myself, because it ain't nothing like you being able to speak life over yourself. Even though you got people that'll pray for you, people that'll show you love, people that will surround you when you need to be loved. But this situation here is a lot different, because the people who, you know, normally would come by your house and see you, or, you know, everybody got their own problems at this point. And so everybody needs a little bit of encouragement, but it's a time where you need to figure out how to encourage yourself, and how to not let yourself, you know, soak in whatever it is that's going on, because it's pretty bad. So when the pandemic first started back in March, my first initial feelings were the feelings of confusion. I really didn't understand what was going on. And I know a lot of people really just didn't get it, didn't understand what was going on in full effect. We didn't understand how bad this was, but we were watching things go on in the world, and we were like, okay, what's happening? So my feeling of confusion was like, okay, what's going on? What's going to happen with my family? Because the kids had gotten out of school. My husband had lost his job. We had lost a lot of gigs, traveling gigs. Of course, for those of you who are just joining my channel, we are musicians, and what we did to make money was travel, sing, play music, and all of that came to a complete halt. So the feelings of confusion, you know, not knowing what was going on, I had to remind myself of who had the last say. I had to remind myself of who was in control, because I was so confused and didn't know what was going on. And so growing up in church, I learned that, you know, sometimes you go through things and you don't know what you're going through it for. You don't know why you're going through it. You don't have a clue as to what's going on in your life, but God does. So He has a plan for your life. So you have to figure out if you're going to trust Him, which is, when, you know, when you're looking around and you're looking over your life, it's really hard to do. But because God has proven Himself, I had to remember that I'm safe in His arms. So the song that encouraged me in the beginning of the pandemic was Safe in His Arms. And the part that really encouraged me the most was when the storms of life is raging, and the billows they roll, and I'm glad. Yes, that song right there. He shall hide me. I'm safe in His arms. It just let me know that I can trust God no matter what I'm going through, no matter what anybody is going through, no matter what's going on around me, because I didn't feel like I did anything personally, you know, because a lot of times things can happen and we feel like it's an attack on us because we did something wrong. Every time you go through struggles, it's not because you did something wrong. I mean, the whole world is going through it at this point. So that's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm safe. Safe in his arms. Hopelessness. And the reason why I had feelings of hopelessness is because I didn't know where the money was going to come from. As I stated before, my husband lost his job. We lost gigs. We lost work that was bringing in money so that we can take care of our family. And yes, we're not an irresponsible family. We save money or whatever. But during this pandemic, me along with a lot of you guys definitely exhausted your savings trying to live. Okay? So when you don't know where the money is going to come from so that you can maintain your life and not even live, live in the best house and drive the best cars. This is not about that. It's about surviving. And so I really didn't understand how we were going to get through. But there was a song. And the song was, my help, all of my help cometh from the Lord. You got to know that God is a present help in the time of trouble. But the thing is, if you panic, if you go into that state of disbelief, you're putting everything on yourself that belongs to God. For real, you have to believe even in, your faith is tested. Your faith is tested during this time. And you have to believe even though you're going through trials and tribulations and trouble, heartache, pain, depression, whatever it is that you're facing, you have to understand that you can look to the hills from which cometh your help. And the song says that I will lift up mine eyes to the hills from which cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord who made heaven and earth. He created all of this. So he's going to take care of it. But we have to believe. We cannot faint, okay? Don't be weary in well-doing. Don't think that because all of this is going on, it's a punishment or for something that we done. No, our faith is definitely being tested. And I'm trying to pass that test, y'all. So, yeah, hopelessness. Always look to the hills from which cometh your help. Your help cometh from the Lord. Feelings of being alone. Okay. I know people will ask the question, you got a whole family. Why would you feel like you're alone? A lot of times, everybody, especially when you're going through something like this, and we're talking about this pandemic. So when you're going through something like this, everybody has their day. Everybody has their week. Everybody has their moments when they're struggling with what's going on because we're human, okay? Yes, we trust God. Yes, we know that if we believe that everything will be all right. But because we are human, we feel the pain. We feel discouraged. We feel hopeless. We feel alone. And there are times when I felt alone because, my husband could be on one of his up days and I'll be on one of my down days. And then I'll be on an up day and then he's on a down day. And then also the same thing with the kids. We can't leave them out. They're confused. They don't know really, what's going on, what's going to happen from day to day. What's it going to be like if 2021 is going to be different from 2020. We don't know. So we have our up days and we have our down days, but the up days may not be in sync with everybody in your family. My up day may not be the same day as Kevin. We both may not be having an up day at the same time. So this song has carried me my whole entire life. Well, from the time I was like a teenager to now. This song has definitely carried me when I had my first child, just everything, There's a part in the song, it's Just a Prayer Away by Yolanda Adams, and the second verse of the song says, you'll never have to wonder about my love. Just put your faith and trust in my care. I'll always be there to hold you in my arms. When you're afraid, don't worry, I'll protect you from the storm. God, listen, when you are alone, he says, I am just a prayer away. Call my name with your heart, and I'll hear every word you say. When you cry at night, I'll wipe your tears away. Just pray, my love, I'll be there right away. Listen, there have been so many nights I've had to cry, because the thing is, you have to allow yourself to feel in order to move forward. But if you suppress everything and, try to sweep it under the rug or hide your feelings, or you don't want to look weak, because I've been there. I've definitely been there, and I still struggle with that a little bit, because I don't like to show weakness. Especially to certain people, because of some issues of trust. And sometimes when you're vulnerable with some people, they use it against you. And so I've learned during this pandemic, just feel, you know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow it could all be over for you, because death is all around us. And we don't know how long we're going to be here. Young, old, it doesn't matter your age. Normally, we're burying old people because they've lived their life and God is calling them home. Now we're burying young people. We're burying babies because we are in a state where if God don't do it, it won't get done. So, yes, sometimes you're going to feel like you're all alone. But don't be afraid to allow yourself to feel it to the fullest, so that you can release it and move forward. God says, I'm just a prayer away. Call my name with your heart and I'll be there right away. God will answer your prayers. He will be there for you. Your answer ain't always going to be what you want it to be, but there will be an answer. When I feel that I'm not good enough, oh my God, being an African-American woman, being an African-American person today, living in the United States, and it's so hard to call it united, but living in the United States today, during a pandemic, before the pandemic, but really during the pandemic, it is so hard, because you do have feelings as if your life is not valued, that you're not good enough, you'll never be good enough. There's nothing you can do to make people understand who you are or understand your heart. because they're looking at the color of your skin. So yes, we have feelings of not being good enough. And when I feel that way, I have to remind myself that I'm not who they say I am, but I'm who God says I am. And so there's a song, I'm trying to think of the artist, but I ain't gonna worry about it. But there's a song that says, I am what God says I am. I can be what God says I'll be. So you have to remember and remind yourself that God is in control. Okay? You got to remember that you're not who anybody else says you are. You know you better than anybody. You are who God says you are. You can be whatever God says you can be. You can do whatever God says you can do. You can have the desire of your heart because God said you could. So, if you don't know by now, it's God that's getting us through in the Claiborne household. It's God that's getting us through this pandemic in 2020. It's hard. You see us with smiles on our faces. I'm doing videos back to back, and you see me smiling, you see me laughing, but you don't see me cry. I have to do that sometimes though. But I want to make sure that I'm being 100% authentic and being real and letting you guys know that I have my days, but I come here, I get and sit in front of the camera to encourage you and lift you up, because there is no way I can tell you how I'm getting through if I don't allow myself to go through. So I got to get through so I can help you. Everybody needs somebody to uplift their spirit. Everybody needs a good, encouraging word every once in a while. And in my case, a song. I love music. God put it inside of me. And it's always been a song for me. If you ever want to encourage me, send me a song. Listen, it's always been a song for me. I've sat and I've spoken to people. I've sat and I've talked to people. But it's music that uplifts me. It's music that encourages me. Don't get me wrong. There are things people have said to me that have helped me to move along. And the words that they speak have, stood out to me. But it's always a song. It has been and probably always will be for the rest of my life. And I thank God that he's given me something so amazing and the gift to sing the songs to myself. Yes, I'll turn on the music and play the songs, but for some reason, when I open up my mouth and begin to sing, I think God gave me my gift to encourage myself first and then others. Because when I open up my mouth to sing a song for me in private, where nobody else can hear it, because it's always been that for me, that's when I begin to feel my help and my strength. So it's always been a song, probably always will be. Now, sometimes I feel discouraged. And the reason why, I'm going to tell you about this this YouTube thing. It's been hard. Trying to build any business, it's been hard. My husband and I have been building our business since 2008. Yeah, 2008. We've been building our business in 2008, and sometimes we feel like we're up, and then other times we feel like, oh God, what's going on? Why are we struggling so much to do this? This is what we do. Why is it so hard? So during the pandemic, before the pandemic, I'm thinking, okay, I'm good. I think my YouTube channel is going in the direction that I needed to go. I just need to work a little harder. I just need to do this and I just need to do that. But then here comes the pandemic. And it seems like everybody who is anybody was on YouTube. And I'm like, okay. At first, I'm feeling like, okay, the platform is so oversaturated. Don't nobody know my name, so how am I gonna grow my channel, or how am I gonna grow my business with all of these people, all these famous people who, you know, just never was really active on YouTube like that? Like, now all of these people are on YouTube. I'm feeling a little discouraged because now I'm feeling like this is never gonna happen for me. And then I started thinking about all the money that I've invested, that, you know, Kevin and I have invested in growing. Because we don't just turn on the camera and start talking, or turn on the camera and start singing. Well, you know, you got to have a camera first, and you got to have some lights, and you got to have a computer, and you got to have, you know, you got to have the equipment that you need to do what you are going to do. And so after investing all of this money and all of this time in recording and editing and planning and brainstorming, and, you know, it takes a lot. And after doing that, here comes the pandemic, and it's like, okay, I give up. For a second, I was like, this ain't gonna happen. But I had to quickly remember, I am who God says I am. And I had to quickly remember that God will never, ever bring you through so much and then just drop you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to bring you so far. He's not going to take you through so much just to leave you. So the song, I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. No, he didn't bring me out here to leave me lonely. Listen, it's hard. It's confusing. It feels like it's never gonna happen. And then I asked my daughter, I'm like, let's get on Facebook. Let's go live on Facebook and play Song Association. Because I was feeling discouraged. Because I was, you know, needing a pick-me-up. I wanted to do something fun to distract me from everything that I was feeling. Little did I know that I would be doing Song Association for 30 weeks already. This coming Friday is 30 weeks of the Song Association competition on the All Things Saunya Liné channel. Because God says he's not going to leave me nor forsake me. We have invested and invested and invested money, time, so much, emotions, blood, sweat, tears. And I'm like, now I got to quit. But I couldn't quit. I can't quit still, because God definitely has a plan, and a lot of times we don't know what it is. And people are going to criticize, not understand why you're making the moves that you're making and why you're doing the things that you're doing, but you got to do it. So even during the pandemic, feeling all that I felt, confused, hopeless, alone, not good enough, discouraged, I've had to encourage some of my friends. I've had to, figure out how to reach out to people who I know struggle with depression, and reach out to people who I know who struggle with anxiety and it's not dealing with this well. People who have relapsed because they were, recovered from drugs and alcohol and all of that. People who relapsed, that's been a big thing. And it's crazy because when you struggle with addiction, the last thing you need is for somebody to tell you you can't come back to work because they don't have enough money to pay you. For somebody to tell you that you got to wear a mask every time you walk out of your house. For somebody to tell you that, you got to order your food to your house, but you can't, you got to wear your mask when you open your door. And, it's just a lot. When you struggle with addiction, you cannot go through a whole bunch of different changes at one time. You need God. So, when I have to encourage my friends, the song that always comes to mind is, "It won't always be like this. The Lord will perfect that concerning you. Sooner or later, it's gonna turn in your favor. It's turning around for you." And when I say that, when I sing that song, I have to encourage them that they have to believe. They have to stay strong. You got to hold on because you got to do your part. God is going to do his part. But we have to do our part. Because it won't always be like this. The Lord will perfect that concerning you. Sooner or later, it's gonna turn in your favor. It's turning around for you. That's me encouraging my friends. That's me encouraging my family. That's me encouraging you. Because I don't think that people who are living really good during this, and don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here telling you that everything around me is a struggle. No, I'm fighting. My family is fighting. We're fighting to keep our sanity. We're fighting to keep our faith. We're fighting to stay above water. We're fighting every single day. So I'm not sitting here like, okay, I'm better than you, so I'm going to tell you to do what I do. No, because everybody copes their way. But I want you to understand that you ain't going to be able to do it without God. The main reason for me making this video is to tell you that it's only God that's going to get you through. And I know y'all don't hear me talk like this a whole lot. But at the end of the day, Saunya Liné, she believes in the power of prayer. I believe in the power of God, and I trust him with my whole entire being. And so, it won't always be like this. God will perfect that concerning you. Oh, sooner or later, it's gonna turn in your favor. Oh, yes, it will. It's turning around for you. So go and trust God, no matter what you're going through. My husband was not the only person who lost a job. We weren't the only person who lost our gig, people who lost our gigs, I'm sorry. We were not the only people who struggled to stay above water and are struggling to stay above water. So many people, so many families out here in the world going through so much. So somebody's going through worse than what we're going through. And if that's you, I'm here to encourage you that it won't always be like this. All you got to do is trust God and believe him and know that he's going to take care of his children. And yes, you are a child of God. That's it, y'all. That's it. That's it for this video. Listen, I hope this video has encouraged you. I hope this video has motivated you to do whatever it is that you have in your heart to do, no matter what it looks like. Just do it. Do it. God got you. He got you. If it's for you, it's for you. But don't let fear hold you back. Don't let the fear of, nobody would want to watch it, or nobody would want to see it, or nobody would want this product. People are selling all kinds of stuff today, and it's doing well. You never know what anybody wants. Just do what is in your heart for you to do and trust God. All right, y'all, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss when I post. Don't forget to watch my cover songs on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and also live the Song Association competition every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, guys, until next time, I love y'all so much. Bye.